We have with us Sanjiv Bhasin joining us on the show. Mr. Bhasin, what do you make of this quantum of 18,000 crore? A, if you have heard anything from the investors post the roadshows, are they inclined to invest money into the company's FPO? And secondly, how long do you think this will help Vodafone to sustain its operations and expand it as well?
Yeah, good afternoon. So, Anisha, Vodafone has a market cap of roughly 62,000 crore. The promoter put in 2,000 crore at a premium, and they are looking to raise 18,000. Like you said, the tides may have changed in the shorter term, given that ARPU risen, EBITDA margin came at 42%, and the debt overhang, meaning there is no debt to the banks. It is only they've never defaulted in any debt to the banks. It is the debt which is converted into equity and interest in which Government of India took a stake at 10 rupees. Now we have to see who participates in FPO. Are there marquee people who want to take a stake? Because we think the survival and the capex both will add up to better performance. If EBITDA is at 42 and you have an ARPU at 140, and Bharti and Reliance now closer to 200, then there is room for them to raise that. But for that, the liquidity is the necessary ingredient. So I would say longer term positive. Short term, we know that the pressure is there because it has been priced at prices which are very lucrative, but the expanded base will take time to service. Three things they have to watch out for. One is how much of capex is going to be fruitful in the near term. A, B, what can they do as far as raising ARPUs, and three, retention or even getting back some market share, which they have done through some aggressive marketing. All these three things tell us that they are in a survival mode, but the capex is going to be the necessary, icing on the cake, which will keep them in survival and turn around the company in the short to medium term.
Absolutely, that's the take on Vodafone. So just for the benefit of our viewers, Sanjiv, what do you do at the current price point for Vodafone? A, if you're already an existing shareholder, and B, if you're looking to buy afresh into Vodafone Idea.
So it's a very simple. If you were and you made money from that 12 rupees when we asked you to exit at 18, we still think this is a very good long-term story. As you are aware, fintech, data, everything is on your mobile, and we cannot but argue that mobiles have become more precious than gold. And with the ongoing, tariff now, hardly any war. It has become more of raising prices because of inflation, the feel good, the wealth effect. I think Vodafone is here to stay. So you will have to broaden your horizon. At 10, 11 rupees, if you subscribe, you have to realize that 62,000 market cap plus 20,000 is going to mean that servicing of debt and servicing of returns will take time. But if you have a 2-3 year window, then don't say you didn't get the opportunity to get into the third biggest player on telecom. I still think the survival is key, and the promoter has shown his intent by putting in money. Now, if they do get in some marquee names who take a stake, I think it bodes for good times for mobile data and the services they provide over a slightly longer period. So longer period returns are going to be back-ended, but in the near term, the price is in your favor.
So price is in your favor, though it's going to be a bit more back-ended. That's about Vodafone Idea, Mr. Bhasin. If I had to stretch that argument and talk to you about the rest of the telecom players as well, whether it's the latest listing of Bharti Hexacom, Bharti Airtel, or even towers in its ancillaries, which are the other stocks you would want to make a bet on if you were to in the telecom sector?
So, Anisha, Indus Tower was our top pick at 205, 2010 when you realize that Vodafone is back in place, and they are what they had in their last quarter written off as provisions as Vodafone's recovery, that has all fructified. In fact, Vodafone has paid back most of the dues which were there previously. So that makes Indus Tower's business very healthy. Now the stock has already been an outperformer, so I cannot chase that. But in this space, I still think that Bharti and Jio will be the ones which are to be favored. On the other hand, you will have to see some of the which provide input costs or supplies to them as far as handsets go. And in that, you will have to do your research into what stocks are there. Overall, Anisha, I am slightly bearish on the market. So I would advocate that if you have raised cash and stay on the sidelines, you will get better opportunities to enter. And if you recall, in the last week, we've been telling you that we expect the market to, see some more downside. That is some time away, and we will then recommend some things to which we think could be a good time around that time.
Bhasin, on that note, we let you go. So that was a comprehensive discussion on the telecom sector and the road forward. But
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.